and a warm welcome to all. I'm Ruth Nelson, founder of GoKids Youth Sports ChatBOX, and I'm excited to be your host for our monthly In the Know series, where we spotlight game changers, thought leaders, and rising stars making a difference in youth sports and beyond. Tonight, I'm joined by co-host Kristi Arrington, club owner of Texas Wave Volleyball in Kaufman, Texas. Kristi's a GoKids certified skills trainer and created the force behind the highly successful Little Waves program for kids 10 and under. Tonight, we're excited to welcome the Director of Education and Partner Development for the Junior Volleyball Association, known to most of us as JVA, where this director has been serving the junior volleyball community since 2011. Her journey in the sport is truly inspiring. From her days as a starting setter in All-American Ohio University to competing professionally in Paris, to coaching at Kennesaw State and mentoring athletes at every level. She brings a wealth of experience, passion, and leadership to everything she does, and we're thrilled to have her share her story and insights with us tonight. So please join us in welcoming Coach Bri.
Hi.
How did I do on that?
Great. Thanks, Ruth. Thanks, Kristi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, before we get started, we're going to show our little sizzle that you might have you've seen it, and I've actually got the right logo this time. But this kind of gives an overview of, oh my goodness, I didn't have any problems finding lots of JVA pictures and events from the tour to the sponsorship program to everything that you guys have done to make club a viable way for someone to love their sport, plus to be able to come and receive education of all sorts. So it's going to be fun to be able to talk about all these things that you guys do with all the grant programs, with all the challenges, with all the tournaments, and especially the education, because to me, that's one of the biggest things that you guys offer, the education, because all of our coaches, believe it or not, they might not know it, but they need to get more educated, as you know. Okay, so let's, Kristi, are you ready to begin? Questions?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
So you've been a part of the JVA since 2011. What inspired you to join the organization, and how has your role evolved over the years?
So my husband was a college coach and still is, and that actually opened up the door for an opportunity to be interviewed by Jenny Hahn for a new position that JVA was hiring for. My husband Keith got hired as the assistant coach at Kentucky, and so we packed up our life from North Texas at the time to Kentucky, and I got a call. Well, he got a call from Craig Skinner, who talked to Kathy DeBoer. And, AVCA was a huge part of the formation of JVA. Kathy being, one of the leaders in recognizing that there needed to be a voice for junior volleyball club leaders. And JVA was formed for that reason. So they were looking for a marketing and social media assistant. And I got to talk to Jenny, and I started pretty soon after we moved to Lexington. So it's been 14 years, and it has been an absolute blast. I can literally say that I love my job. I wake up every day pretty excited for what I get to do and be a part of, and the people I get to work with, and all the clubs that, we get to work with on a daily basis. It's a lot of fun.
Wow.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. So you interact daily with passionate junior volleyball directors and coaches. What do you enjoy most about building those relationships, and how do you see the JVA shaping the future of junior volleyball?
So, I mean, it's pretty cool to, be a part of a group that, first of all, like, we get to work with some really passionate people. We wouldn't be where we are today without the the energy that a lot of these club leaders bring to want to make junior volleyball better, not just for their club, but for club in their area and nationwide. So what gets me excited is just talking to them, getting ideas, and them saying, yeah, I want to help you with this, or, yeah, let's reach out to so-and-so in Texas or California, or let me shoot a text to, this director that I know and talked to last week. And it's just this really cool community, and something that's really changed, I think, a lot over the last, I would say, decade or so, because a lot of people are now doing this as their full-time job. They're running a club, they own a facility, or they are, in the process of looking for a facility, and they realize, hey, yeah, I can do this for a living. I can support my family. I can have staff under me, and we can be in this gym doing this thing that we love, every day. And so, yeah, that's a really cool part of my job, is working with people like that.
Okay, so we can't go on to my questions until we give a shout out to our newest Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Jenny Han will
Yes.
be inducted, Kristi, into the AVCA Hall of Fame in December. So a shout out to Jenny Han for, keeping you underneath her wing during this period of time. And you've had a great mentor. And I posted something today. It says, don't stop, keep going, because younger people don't realize they still need support and assistance.
Yeah. Jenny has been such a mentor, and she taught me so much, and yeah, how to love what you do,
Yep.
and how important it is, who your network of people, building bridges. I mean, it everywhere we went, she'd introduce me to everybody, and just made sure that, I felt empowered in my
Uh-huh.
position. She really did give me a clean runway to kind of run with things,
Uh-huh.
and that's what I did. It's you get ideas. I mean, working out of the ABCA office for about a year or so, I took a lot of ideas, things that they were doing that were really
Uh-huh.
cool. And she's like, "Yeah, let's do it." I'd bring up a
Wow.
new idea, and she loves new ideas. There's really no bad idea with
Yeah.
Jenny. So that
Uh-huh.
it's been really awesome working with her and what she's done for our sport for JVA. Yeah, it's been a
And
fun.
continues on. I'm not going to let her retire.
No, no, she's not done. She's
Okay, so for the last 15 years of coaching experience at every level, from grade school to college, how has your coaching philosophy grown or shifted over time? And how do you incorporate these into your current role with Dusami Volleyball?
yeah, that's a good one. I mean, I we trained hard in college. So you
Right.
come to college with this, mentality, like I'm gonna train this team. We're gonna work so hard. We're gonna be gritty, we're gonna be feisty. But I think, what's changed a lot for me is I look at, number one, are the kids having fun?
Uh-huh.
Like, what do they look like when they come into the gym, and what do they look like when they leave?
Uh-huh.
And for me, it's like I want them to feel like they can express themselves positively, and get that back from other people, reciprocate. I think it's something unique that you get by playing the sport of volleyball. There's certain sports, tennis, you're across the net. Like there's just certain sports, volleyball is much more connected, I think, than a lot of sports. And my coaching philosophy has definitely shifted more towards teach them as much as I can,
Right.
right? Teach them, but make sure, they are enjoying what they're learning, how they're learning. It's not always gonna be easy, but enjoy the ride, enjoy the hard work that you're putting in. Yeah, find the joy.
And your current role with Tusami.
So Tsunami is really close to where I live here in Atlanta. There's a
Okay.
lot of really, really good volleyball clubs. Volleyball is definitely booming here, like it is in a
Yeah.
lot of areas of the country. And I am fortunate to run the beginner program there, be the youth volleyball director there. So I spend a few days a week, doing some
Uh-huh.
training there and running our programs. We have some programs with, 10 kids in a 1 hour class, and then some with, 80 to 100 kids in an hour and a half. So it's a lot of fun to get to do what I do on a daily basis at JVA, and then kind of put a lot of those ideas and concepts into action in the gym, and get kind of the best of both worlds. So yeah, I do the setter training there as well. And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Try to, like you guys both, try to do it all. You try to get as much in as you can in these days.
Well, you know what? I worked for Eunice Kennedy Shriver at Special Olympics International, and one of the things that she would come in on Monday, she would say, okay, she'd go around the table and say, tell me what you did this weekend with Special Olympic athletes. And if you didn't do anything, you were going to get a slap on the hands. And I think what you're doing is maintaining your on the court presence. It doesn't matter the number of hours that you're there. It matters that you're able to continue to see results yourself. I mean, you can get, and it's going to bring some strength to you also as your job with JVA, because, you get stuck in, mundane, job of, following up. You never really get to see what happens with the kids. But I think that's excellent that you're doing. But at Ohio University, you were a 4-year starting setter. All right, another setter. I love it. Earning All-American and MAC Player of the Year. What was the key to your success during that period? And how do you look back on those achievements now?
That's a very loaded question. When I entered my freshman year, we were lower half of the MAC conference. Pretty low, winning record. There was not a lot of history of success, and we were very young. So by the end of freshman season, I had earned the starting position. We had 5 freshmen and a sophomore starting. You don't really see that these days, especially with the transfer portal. And a lot of programs playing mostly upperclassmen. I feel like it's pretty rare to see that now, but things are a little different.
Oh, yes, for sure. All right, Kristi, you better jump in.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So your senior year was historic, 29 wins, the first ever national ranking, and an NCAA tournament victory. What do you remember most about leading that team, and what did it mean for the program?
Yeah, so we started to recognize success, right? So we got a new coach halfway through my career, and there was a lot of focus on leadership, a lot of extra time I put in to watch film and learn about myself as a leader and how I could be the best leader for the team. Not necessarily, what I thought my leadership would look like, but what the team needed out of me. So by my senior year, I was a student of that. And I think I applied it as well as I could. And we were able to feel what success looked like, right? Okay, this is winning. We're winning, we're dominating. We didn't lose a set, and it was really cool to go from where we were freshman year, to what I needed to learn, not just skill-based, but leadership-based, for my team. And, the bonds you build, right? That's what I remember. I remember my teammates and looking at them when we won, and those moments that you succeed and what that feels like. So it kind of sticks with you, right? Winners win. And the more that you can repeat that,
yeah,
I think that's so important for people to be able to feel success like that.
All right. So what is it like playing professionally overseas, and how did that international experience influence your perspective as both a player and a coach?
Yeah, thanks to Laura Hageman-Cobb, who went and played overseas. She graduated the year before me. She was 2-time MAC Player of the Year. I didn't really know it was an option. So my senior year, everybody's like, what are you doing after college? Everybody's working at a bank, because I was finance management major, double major. I'm going to go play volleyball professionally. Oh, they really? I was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. But I didn't really know what that meant yet, and I was fortunate to be placed with Bring It USA at the time was doing that, and still are, and they're crushing it. I was placed in Paris, in this beautiful, beautiful villa. It opened my windows, and it was lovely. I coached a regional women's team as well, so I was able to immerse myself in the culture. And my roommate was Brazilian, no English, so we're speaking French to each other, and I'm learning French and having a teacher and tests, and it was the whole thing. It was incredible. And I went from coaching my regional women's team while playing with body language practice one, slow English talking, trying to get them to understand me. So by the end of the season, I'm coaching them fluently in French. So It was amazing. And, just the bonds you build, just that kind of experience. I'm thankful that I did it that way and didn't have a coach that spoke English. And, I just hung out with Americans all the time and was the tourist, like it was like I was really living there. It was very awesome.
You
Yeah.
know what, though? It's interesting nowadays. The players want to go where the best food is, where the best living condition is. And you witnessed what players in the 70s did. Let's go and learn a new language. Let's go to a country. Let's learn to see what it's really like there. And
Yeah.
you are lucky, even though you're really young, you had that opportunity. But you jumped into staff at Kennesaw State and worked with the setters and offensive system. What excites you most about working with college athletes today? And what lessons do you focus on teaching them?
I have not met too many people that are as competitive as I am.
Oh, I
So
love it.
it can be a little challenging when, you just want like to win really bad.
Uh-huh.
But I do feel like I bring that. I bring a lot of just tough, like, let's do this kind of
Uh-huh.
mentality, right? Let's just get after it because we want to win.
Yeah.
And I kind of just put everything else out, right? Like, here's our focus together. We're going to do this. I believe in you. You believe in me kind of mentality. I do love the technicality of the sport. Like, I really love to help players, volleyball IQs improve. Because again, that's what took me to the next level in college.
Uh-huh.
Just seeing plays on film. I mean, I was fortunate to be on the bench, and now I get to just talk to my husband after practices and after matches, and I'm always like, hey, make sure you show her those plays, like so she sees that, like she did it, like make sure she sees that. Like I'm kind of always like pointing out certain things in the matches, and I'm like, that was critical, like that play right there, or she made that choice and boom, like we just got the next 3 point. Like we're finding the middles, those moments. That I enjoy that part of it, right? Just like getting players to understand how much they can impact their team and how quickly they can also negatively, right, impact their
Yeah.
team. Everybody's got a role, and
Yeah.
it's important.
Well, you've been described as a great communicator, a mentor, and a role model. And this isn't the question that I gave you, but this is an important question. Is could you just give us a snapshot of why it's so important, the JVA, to coaches, players, parents, everybody? Why is it why did you jump at that? Because now you said because it was needed, but explain, if I could give you in 30-second capsule, what would you say about JVA?
JVA is the only organization that is constantly working for the junior volleyball clubs, which trickles down to the coaches,
Okay.
the players, the athletes, right? The parents. And so that's what we focus on day in and day out. Yes, we run events,
Right.
but we do that to be able to fuel our organization so that we can then pump resources back to the clubs. And that's what we do. I mean, we just want to give back to the clubs and do as much as we can. We're staff of 10, and we're just always trying to strive to be the best organization for club volleyball leaders. I mean, that's what JVA is. So yeah, it's cool to be a part of an organization that's our niche. We know what we are.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be like anyone else, but at the same time, we want to work with everyone. We want to work with everyone. We feel like there's a lot of bridges that can be built to help connect our sport even more.
Because there's so many coaches out there that really need to be members of JVA, because there's something for everyone in your organization. Because I always talk about this, because it's the AVCA does a lot of great things for college coaches, and a lot of emphasis is spent on the D1 level and the
Right.
junior college. But what you've done is you're targeting all of those clubs. However, there's other coaches that are in rec centers, that are in the leagues, that can benefit from some of the other educational pieces, even though they're not in charge of a club. they may be putting together a league, and they need a place to go. Sorry,
and we've got
Kristi.
tournament formats, we got
Yeah.
templates. Yeah, we have a ton of resources. It seems like a lot when you go to our website, but I always tell people use the search bar, just type it
Yeah.
in. You're going to get a lot of things out if you do that. But yes, you're right.
And
We do
sign up
a
for the
lot.
newsletter, and sign up, listen to the
Yeah, our
podcast. And
newsletter.
when
Yep.
it's not live, it's recorded. Are you
Yes.
listening to me, Kristi?
I am listening.
Okay, yeah. All right, Kristi, you go ahead.
Yeah, just one more thing about that. I mean, a lot of people do sit behind their computer screen now, right? And you're learning with videos and all these things. We have these calls that we host all the time now too, that are such great ways to connect with others. And then the in-person event, ABCA convention, having the club management track there, getting that FaceTime. A line volleyball summit we host in May, getting that FaceTime with everybody, it just recharges you in a different way that a screen can't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Kristi.
All right, we're going to switch gears a little bit. With both you and Keith coaching and raising two boys, what is balance?
Oh, yeah, and a girl.
Three boys. Three boys.
3 boys. You're
Three
like
busy
Molly.
boys.
Molly Alvey has 3 boys.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. I love her.
Okay.
All right, with both of y'all coaching and raising the 3 boys, what does balance look like for your family? And do you see your kids picking up lessons from the world of volleyball already?
Yeah, so balance, that is tricky. Being in October during college volleyball season, we have volleyball on it. I watch TV and volleyball's on. I mean, it's really 24/7 in our house, but we do encourage obviously other sports, and our oldest son plays baseball and basketball, so he keeps us busy. He kind of actually runs our schedule more than anybody does.
Oh.
Balance is, finding those moments that you can connect with your kids, and whether it be the bus stop in the morning or after school. And I mean, we do quick drive-bys. We're high-bi kind of family some days, but I think, we just find the best times to hang out, when we can. We have a lot of meals together, but it's tricky when you have kids in sports and a husband coaching college volleyball, and then this one over here doing all the things. So yeah, it's fun. I don't know that I would have it any other way, but some days you feel like you're not able to do everything the best that you can. You're doing a ton of things and everything's okay. But at the end of the day, I feel really good about it, what we're doing as a family.
So as you think about the future of youth volleyball and your role with JVA, what excites you most about where the sport is headed and the opportunities for young athletes?
Oh, I am so curious. I wish I had a crystal ball to see what volleyball would look like in, 3 to 5 years. We need more convention centers. These events are selling out. We've got several events, JVA runs that sell out. There's a lot of events out there that sell out, and we need more of them. I think it's pretty neat. Again, like clubs are purchasing facilities and running their own events and working with other clubs. That's always something we encourage. It's like, don't be on an island. Go to other clubs' events and have them come to you and kind of make it a win-win so that you're working together. But yeah, what I'm really excited about, beach and boys, right?
Okay.
The growth of boys volleyball, and really finding a way for clubs to be able to have more boys teams. It's tricky because they are filling their gyms, and it's, where do the boys train? So seeing if that calendar shifts at all to a, finish in February type of thing.
Okay, so some type of overlap.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So that's it. Kristi, you got the last 2 questions, but of course, I'll come up with one.
Okay, Bri, if you could leave our viewers, both families and coaches, with one piece of advice or encouragement from your journey, what would it be?
Definitely continue to learn. Continue to learn. I learn something new every day, whether it's just about my own personal role, my job, and how I can do it better. Good leaders have challenged me to be better. So I think that, sometimes you get in a groove and you're like, yeah, I got this. Yeah. And then something happens that really throws you for a loop, and it's sometimes those bumps in the road have really been the times where I've learned the most. So I just keep trying to remind myself when there's a bump in the road, it is a learning opportunity in a way that I can grow from it and be better. And I think, yeah, the older you get, the more bumps there are. So you just make the most of it and just keep learning.
Ah, that's excellent.
All right. And
This
last,
one's an easy question for you.
this one. How does one become a member of JVA?
Yeah, I love that question. So a lot of people like don't, I mean, when I started with JVA, it was, what's JVA? Like what do you do? And it was really a lot of us having to like brand and get our name out there and explain our mission. And now it's how do I join? Right? It's just it's really shifted. A lot of people know who we are and what we are. We have over 1,700 clubs that are members of JVA, and our goal is to have every club director be a member of JVA, regardless if you are competing in USA volleyball tournaments or AAU volleyball tournaments or ensuring, your own tournament, whatever.
Uh-huh.
You be a part of an association like ours, we've got you. You're going to be a part of an association that cares 100% how your business is doing, what your needs are, and we'll plug in and help you in some way, somehow. So club director can join for $130, and that's for an entire year.
Uh-huh.
And there are so many benefits that come with that. You will quickly pay that off. And then your coaches can join for as little as $10 a year. So
Wow.
they can access all our resources, be on all the calls and things that we do. We're hosting a SEO AI workshop next week with the co-founder of Yahoo, Dennis Yu. He's
Oh,
incredible.
cool.
I mean, you get on that workshop or you register and you get the recording, like all this stuff that we're doing. It's such a value for, the membership, what you pay. It's, numerous benefits. So jvavolleyball.org.
All right. Are you coming to Dallas for an event?
Yes, we
Ah,
are.
okay.
We are. Get
All
ready.
right.
I've been talking to you about that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's good.
So, Align Volleyball Summit. We started it this past May. It's going to be an annual volleyball summit for club volleyball leaders. And last year was in Chicago. We had nearly 200 people attend. So it was
Wow.
incredible. John Sproul was our keynote, opening up on day one. AU Volleyball, USA Volleyball, JVA, all together. We're going to make it even a bigger, better event next May. So May 12th to 13th in Dallas at the W. We're really excited about it. So look for more information about that.
Oh, yeah. So you're coming to Big D where everything is happening. You know, everything is bigger and better in Texas.
I do. I lived in Denton for 1 year and it was fantastic. I did
1 year. That was it.
one quick year and then we shot ourselves to Kentucky and then now we're in Atlanta. Here we are. Rest is history. But it was awesome. I love Texas. I love it.
Well, thank you very much for coming on the show. And we really appreciate, sharing your journey and for me to get to know you. And a lot of questions for our viewers, they needed to know who you were, where you came from, what you did, not just that you worked for JVA, because we have your cohort coming on in the next month, well, in December, to talk about JVA a little bit more.
Right.
And she'll go into more detail about JVA, but I thought it was important that people share that. But we got to give a special thank you to Kristi as my co-host and our 45 GoKids Youth Sports skills trainers who continue to make a lasting impact in the world of youth sports. Their dedication and passion are helping shape the next generation, one athlete at a time. Registration will begin in November for our 2026 GoKids Skills Trainer Certification course, July 18th and 19th, right here in Dallas. So we're hosting another event here. So if you know someone that is teaching ages 10 and under, send them our way to the 24/7 virtual gym at www.rnnsportsgym.com. They can explore the wide range of educational videos and by becoming members, gain access to our exclusive RNN Sports Gym private Facebook. And our Ready membership is free. It was designed for elementary school teachers, and you can't charge elementary school teachers anything because they just are trying to do the best they can. But remember to like, share our public pages on Facebook, Instagram, and X with your friends, teachers, kids, and youth coaches. Our innovative approach to teaching kids 10 and under is something they won't want to miss. Don't miss our monthly chat box on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, available on pre-recorded on our private RNN Sports Gym Facebook group. We look forward to having you join us on November 12th for our next In the Know series, featuring a special guest who was a former teammate of the legendary Flo Hyman. And again, Briana and Bri, I'm going to have to program my head for that. Thanks for sharing your journey. And I'm so excited to have learned so much more about you and to share it with all of our viewers, because a lot of these viewers that we have are not just in the US. And do you have any international members?
Yes, we do. We are in 5 continents.
Wow.
Okay. Any in Mexico?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Taylor and our staff would know all of this. I need to
Well, that's
mention.
something I'm going to ask Lisa, because this goes out to 50 countries, the show.
Oh,
And
great.
we have a lot of viewers overseas for sure.
Awesome.
But thank you very much. And Kristi, of course, thanks again for co-hosting.
Thank you.
Yeah.